Hey everybody, Joe from the Long Shot Revival Homestead. Today I'm having a biochar burn, so we're going to talk biochar. Biochar, in some circles, doesn't get given enough credit. And I have read several books on it and read several ways to make it. And at this time, we're making it in a trench. Eventually, I would like to make it in a retort, which is a different process that I can show in another video. I have a small retort I built. It's not primo. It was just a test run. I didn't know if it would work. It works so-so, but it needs to be improved, and I need to build something bigger. But right now, we're taking the brush that we've cut down to clear land, and we dug a trench with the tractor that's about 18 inches deep, about 10 feet long, and then mounded. You can see I mounded the back half of it up the best I could and along the side so it wouldn't catch the ground around it on fire. I don't think that's going to be an issue this time of year because it's just the time of year. The soil's very moist, but so I didn't think biochar could be made this way because I had only seen it made the opposite way. And I'm part of a group called MOFGA, and they have a listserv where you can communicate questions back and forth to farmers. And I had broached the subject of making a retort, and someone said, why don't you just dig a hole with your tractor, make a fire, and when it's down to coals, pour water on it. And so far it's ended up being super efficient because I can drive right in with the tractor. I can scoop up the biochar when it's cold and go dump it over the fence with a tractor, or I can scoop it into 55-gallon drums and store it so when I need it for my chickens or my pigs or the turkeys that are coming, I have it. But basically, the deal with biochar is it has numerous purposes, and one, it helps shred toxins out of the animals' bodies. It helps feed efficiency, and this isn't like this farmer said it helps feed efficiency. There's colleges that are actually doing studies now, and did it in cattle, not pigs, but the premise is there that feeding biochar out at 3% of the cow's diet increased the feed efficiency by 20% over the course of a year, which is pretty cool. If you break that down into days, it's like you're gaining, another month or two of growing time in the year when your feed efficiency is up 20%. But not only does it do that, while it's in the gut of the animal, it gets inoculated with their gut bacteria, and because of the process of making charcoal, and for agricultural purposes we call it biochar, it has so much surface area for all this little bacteria to thrive that when it hits the soil, it holds moisture, so the bacteria have a longer chance to multiply in the soil and add good bacteria to your soil. And when you need biochar to release water, it releases water, and when it needs to suck in water, it sucks in water. And it's not only all those things, it's carbon sequestering. So I'm not very savvy in this, but what my book told me, my several books and articles and other people who do this, is when you burn wood and you douse it in water, or you use a retort and you do it through basically you roast it, no fire touches it, then you're taking the carbon that you would have put in the atmosphere, and you're putting it in the soil and it stays there. And they've carbon dated this stuff back like 4,000 years. It's crazy, you know, and I'm not very smart, and I may misstep here and there, but I'm just telling you the best I know. I would say for the homesteader, build yourself a trench in the short term. It takes a lot of time, one day every couple weeks, to make yourself some char. And in the long term, build yourself a retort. I haven't got there yet. I want to build a retort that can make 55 gallons of biochar and do that once a week. And I think that doing that, I could build up a store. If I did that all winter long, I could build up a store all summer that I wouldn't have to even run it. I could just run it in the winter when there's snow on the ground. It's safer, it's self-contained, it's not an open flame. And I think every farmer who's growing livestock or even gardens should be looking into this. It's like, what if you add it to a compost pile? Your goal in a compost pile is to kill the bad bacteria and make the good bacteria thrive. Well, you're giving extra environment to the good bacteria to thrive, and that biochar will hold the water, so your composting pile composts faster. I've seen people, and I haven't fact-checked this, but the numbers I've heard is that a compost pile can go 30% faster with biochar in it. It is so cool, and I need to learn more about it, but I just know there is not one bad aspect to this. And I'm sure somebody will comment that there is, but if you do, you're more creative than me, because I've looked at it at all the angles. It's good for the soil, it's good for the animals, it's good for the compost piles. It helps with natural worming. It's truly an underused advantage that everyone should consider. All right, everybody, have a good day. I got to get back to it.